Yes, as Robin has already introduced me, I'm delivering a session on a playful learning session on storytelling. So this is a hands-on session. So I'll be mentioning the theory behind Lego Serious Play, as well as you'll have something to play with and get experience on how Lego Serious Play storytelling approach can be adapted in your own practice. And to give you an outline, so in this presentation, I'll give you a brief outline, background, my background and experience, and then Lego Serious Play principles, and then we'll have some exercises, and then there'll be an opportunity for Q&A. But also we have got an opportunity towards the end when we have opportunity for networking. If you have any questions for me, I'm more than happy to answer. Usually this session I deliver in 90 minutes or 2 hours as a hands-on practice and actually giving a sense to people how Lego Serious Play can be adapted. But this could be, I would say, that taster session. If you need a follow-up, I'm more than happy to talk to you. So about myself, I am currently working as a team lead for Teaching Innovation Learning Enhancement Hub at Staffordshire University. And I've been a digital technologist from 12 years plus. I've worked at different institutions across the UK, including FE, HE. I've got industry experience. And I am a Lego Serious Play facilitator. And I'm passionate about accessibility and I really like Ali's talk. And playful learning, VR, and online course designing. And recently, it's AI in education. I'm currently pursuing a data science and AI educators program from the Alan Turing Institute. And I'll come back to introduction to Lego Serious Play. So Lego Serious Play is a methodology that can help in facilitating communication, creative thinking, and possibly problem solving skills. And I would say in layman terms, it's a kind of hands-on approach in learning that can help you kind of get your imagination, be creative, and make models to reflect your ideas in practice. And it's been used by several industries, including education for you do not have to make literal models. So Lego series model, whatever models you make using Lego, they are metaphorical representation of whatever theme you have picked up, whichever story you have picked up. And why Lego Serious Play for storytelling? I think you using Lego Serious Play for storytelling makes it a very powerful tool because with the use of bricks, colorful bricks, which can be used to represent different emotions, characters, a plot of your stories, and metaphorically they can make a very powerful tool and you'll be able to express in more tangible ways with using these blocks to express your story to another person and that makes your narration more powerful, impactful, and also memorable. So everyone gets a voice and it's helpful for social connection, networking, and even brainstorming activities. So use Lego Serious Play for storytelling with educators, with industry people, for brainstorming ideas with senior leadership team across all the board. I'm more than happy to share some examples afterwards, but before that, I would rather prefer giving you an experience yourself. And before I come on to the ground rules, for a storytelling experience, there are three key rules that you need to focus on. First is the plot that has got different segments. Your story should have a clear beginning, middle, and end. And next one is a character. Character is something that you can resemble. Whatever story, whatever things that you're mentioning about here, it should reflect something, should be around some person, or if you're telling that there needs to be a character in the story. And the third aspect is emotion. So emotion could be representing by something you have achieved, something, any emotion that can be in a story. So that makes the story plot very clear and more kind of engaging and powerful for the listener as well as the people you're engaging with. And before we get on to the hands-on activities, there are few ground rules. Everyone owns their model and there is no right or wrong model here. As long as you can give a sense to even a single block, that can make that brick itself very impactful. And everyone must contribute when you're in a group activity. So we are not doing group activity here. I'll be skipping that forward. We'll only be having individual activities and confidentiality is the key. Whatever model you're making and whatever is shared here, it just remain in room number CA 103, 104. That's all. And timekeeping, because we are just short of time. So we're giving you just a couple of minutes only to do some exercise using Lego. So don't focus on a right model or best model. Just be creative and create something that can add value and you will be able to explain to the people you're sitting in the group. I imagine and know most of you and or you do not know the person sitting next to you very well, I believe so. Based on that assumption, I'll come to my next activity. So what I would want you to do is grab a box each on your table that I've kept on your table. Choose any one brick from your kit and that appeals to you in terms of shape, color, and please tell rest of the table about the reason for your choice. It could be a color, it could be a shape. Why have you picked that brick from from choice of multiple bricks that you have? And you'll have possibly around 2 minutes for this activity. Just quickly pick a brick and just say and start with your group activity and start discussing with the group or sharing with the group why have you picked that group of that brick. And yeah, whenever you pick the brick, please start discussing and tell other group members why you have picked that group or that particular brick. Maybe it could be a color, shape, anything that resonates to yourself. You can even use this opportunity to introduce yourself as well. One brick, yes. Yes, please. What is it?
So question from the chat. What would be a good choice of Lego set to purchase if you were completely new to this and want to integrate it into your teaching?
I would suggest that for starting up kit, like I'm using Lego Serious Play, which is a kit, it's a individual kit. It has got multiple blocks. It only costs £4 per person per kit. And I'm not sure if you can see in the video, but I'm more than happy to share the resources. I am available on Twitter. Please find me all there. I'm more than happy to connect with you and show you. But on Lego Serious Plays or Lego's website, there are multiple kits options available to you. Anyways, any kit can solve any problem or any solution or any aspect of your workshop that you're aiming for. So I would say I have got the basic kit for now, but I've got multiple kits available for these sessions. I use the basic kit just to give familiarity to the people. Oh, perfect. Thank you. If there are any more questions from you, please use the hashtag and also tag or find me on Twitter. I'm more than happy to answer your questions later. I believe majority of you have finished discussing and why you have kept that individual brick. Perfect. Now we'll come on to our next activity. So you do not have to use that brick that you have used now. So the next activity is use the black base plate from your kit plus 5 other bricks to build a creature. Give your creature a name and a superpower. And share on your table, and the total time for building it and sharing with your group is 5 minutes. So be creative. You can use black plate and 5 any other bricks in any manner you would like to use on your table. And make sure that you give a creature your name, any name, not your name, and a superpower. So we have total got 5 minutes. I'm not counting watching the clock, so I believe we'll all be able to adhere to the time. Interesting to see that you all have taken and made that plate as the base plate. Yeah. So it's about being creative with black plate and any 5, and you can be creative and create anything you would want. Yeah, sorry. Because Lego Serious Play is about no rules, anything. It's just about being creative and how you would want to adopt it in your practice and storytelling. As long as you're not mixing up the blocks with other people in the groups, that should be all fine. Don't look at this paper I'm keeping on the table without for the next activity. So whenever you've created a model, start sharing with your group people. And make sure you use your phone here and take a picture of your model as here. I would want you to post it on Twitter with the hashtag data, and I'll come back with in the break time. That's a lot of thinking going in there. Yeah. And when you've created the model, please feel free sharing with your group whatever your superpower is or the name you have given to your superhero. I think let's not spend too much time in creating it. As long as you have created this, make a start and start sharing. And please ask your other colleagues in your table why they have picked a particular brick, why does they have used a particular block that can add more value to the story or give more depth in terms of understanding to yourself. So if anybody has created the model, please start sharing your story and your superpower or the model you have. It's black plate and only 5 blocks, please. Yeah. It's just thinking on the feet.
We are not creating something based on a story. We're word building and then we're thinking of what we have done.
Oh, that's exciting. So you can start sharing your story or superpower with other people in the group. I think these are more blocks than 5. So it's fine, it's fine. You can just start sharing your story now with other group members. What's the superpower? What's the title? Have you name? Yeah. Anshul, you could have given the name. The superpower. Who's starting here?
So my story is quite simple. My superpower is the ability to have my brain for my body. And although I'm in this world, I really can't use my brain for my body. I look at things from different perspectives.
Yeah. We'll take 5 more minutes and wrap it up. Because we'll not be doing discussion. I'll just take a discussion to chat. Okay. Yeah. Because this includes discussion and time. Have you all finished there? What was the superpower here?
He has X-ray vision with his one eye.
And you did not use 5 blocks though.
I did 1, 2, 3. Oh,
Base plate plus 5 blocks.
oh, do these not count as blocks?
Oh yes, these come. Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
there we go. I was like, can I not count today? I'm sure I can. There you go.
And what's the superpower?
X-ray vision.
Oh. And what's the significance of flower here?
Because I like pink and I like flowers. It makes it pretty.
And has this superhero got a name?
I couldn't think of a name. No.
Okay.
But
And what's the
he can,
superpower?
he's supersonic. Can fly supersonically with his big wings.
Mine is Mario.
Oh.
You know that.
Interdimensional dragon.
Make sure you don't forget to take pictures. Yeah. Have you all finished here? Perfect. While you get immersed in your stories, what I'll do is, I think you've got a hang of how to play with blocks, how to think with blocks. Now we'll come to the next task, which will be the final task for this session. What I would want you to do is, please dismantle your block or the model that you made. I hope you have taken the picture of it. Next task is more interesting. So the next task is, I would want you to read the theme that is placed on your table. I've put more themes than the people on the table. Pick any theme and build an individual model that tells your story. That could be your experience, challenge, opportunity around that theme. Don't overthink. You have 5 minutes, and I'm not sure if you have got any sticky notes handy, but as long as you have got a title for your model, you need to create a title and create a model that represents the theme that you have picked up on your table. If you need more options for the theme, I've got plenty of them. I can just swap that for you. So I believe you have got enough on your table that you can choose from. Oh yes, you have got sticky notes in your bags, welcome packs. Make sure you're creating the model with, there is no restriction on number of blocks you have to use here. So you can use as many blocks, as few blocks you wish to, as long as you can give a title to your story and create a story. So remember the things I told you earlier. Your story should have your plot, story should have a character and some emotions, and you should be able to explain it to your group members later on. Yeah, so you have got 5 minutes to create the block and give a title to your model. Use as many blocks you would want. What theme have you picked up here? Okay. Yeah. Oh, yes, please. If you need a different theme or anything, there are a couple of things that as long as you can match up with your experience, challenge, anything at all. So this is an opportunity to give a depth to your model if you want. It could have a starting, beginning, middle as well. I've tried to make it more inclusive to everybody, professional practice, academic staff members as well here. Let's have another 2 minutes now. After the 2 minutes, we'll come on to the next part of this kind of activity. I know some of you are thinking on feet here, and it might be a challenge, but some of you are being very creative. The essence here is not on the model, but on the story you will be telling on the theme that you have been given. So last 30 seconds here, you can use as many bricks, as few bricks you would want. So challenge is that you can at least create or give that model that you made some kind of metaphorical significance and a reflection of your theme there. I believe majority of you have made your model, and you don't have to literally write the title here in your, because we'll just save time here for the lunch break. So I'll come to the next part of this activity, considering you all have made your models. So now the activity is to share your model with your group and others. There is an opportunity for you to seek explanation. We have got 5 minutes for this task, 1 minute each. When you explain the model, others should ask why they have created a particular brick in that color, that shape, and what does it represent. Please go forward and start sharing your models with the group members, and please make sure you take a picture of your model as well.
All the colors here for the purpose of fellows. This is the sense of everyone. So I haven't been able to demonstrate. That's the main purpose of being moving. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just curious to understand, because in this activity you have no restriction to use the base plate. Does the base plate represent anything here? Oh yes, huh? That's a good one. Please make sure you take pictures of your model. I am not taking any pictures here. Now, what I'll do is come for the reflection slide. So I think this wasn't the actual kind of, this would have just given you a flavor of how Lego series play can be adapted in your practice. It could be used for maybe ice breaking with students, interacting with your colleagues, introducing new colleagues, brainstorming ideas. So storytelling technique or methodology can be adopted for a variety of different settings, but it depends on, to be more conscious on that you don't straight away give a task to people. It has to be built up. First, the participant has to resonate with one block. Eventually it should build up, because if you give a task straight away to any of your students or your colleagues or your stakeholders, it becomes very challenging for anybody to think. because you would want people to resonate a block or get related to the blocks, get comfortable with it, because the challenge or the task of using Lego series play with storytelling or even like a problem solving aspect is less about model, it's more about creative thinking and reflection of your imagination and ideas with in a tangible aspect with different colors blocks and making it more memorable and engaging for your participants. So as you all have experienced that you all had some story, kind of very interesting stories you all were sharing, reflecting your theme and the models that you've created. So it builds a sense of empathy that when people are listening to your talks, your stories, your background, and also it's helpful for team building and problem solving. If in case you need me to give a session to your particular group of colleagues, students, or your stakeholders, I'm more than happy to deliver a session, but I would suggest 90 minutes or 2 hour session is the actual length of a session that it should be for Lego series play to give a deeper understanding to colleagues on how it can be adapted in their practice or to achieve an essence out of the Lego series play. It's time for question discussion, but I would not do it here. I'm more than happy. I'm contactable through Twitter as well as towards the closing bit and as well as during lunch break. And these are few references if you want to take a picture of that if need be. Or like I mentioned before, I'm contactable on Twitter. Get in touch or drop me an email. If you're an external colleague here, I'm more than happy to collaborate or work with you or have a follow-up session.